Derek Rodriguez has emerged as one of the best stories of the season. The rookie right-hander has the presence of a veteran and the makings of an ace. Now he's up against a postseason contender. The Brewers are right back in the thick of things in the NL Central, and tonight marks game one of a 4-game series. It's the Giants and the Brewers, and it's next. The Giants are back home as we welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers. This is game one of a 4-game series. Brewers, Giants, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a little short trip into Seattle. The Giants go 1-1, and they're disappointed. So what do? Well, you take on the Brewers, who are chasing the Cubs. Brewers are pretty good, but the Giants have that secret weapon on the mound tonight.
Well, indeed they do, and Giants are going to need a secret weapon. As you mentioned, the Brewers come into this game 2.5 games back of the Cubs in the National League Central. Giants put on the mound one of the best surprises of the 2018 year, and that's Derek Rodriguez. 8 starts he's made. The Giants are 7-1 in those games. That makes him the official secret weapon. In order for him to do well tonight, he's going to have to control the running game with this Brewers team. They lead the league in stolen bases.
Austin Slater is at first base tonight. Belt goes on a disabled list. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America, with roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
Well, here come the Giants fans, ready to see their team after they have returned from a quick 2-game split with Seattle. Tonight, they welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers for a 4-game series. Welcome back to our broadcast, everybody. I'm Amy Gutierrez. Our quest for the best, it is continuing this evening, and we are going to need your help. We've accumulated 60 of what we believe to be the most memorable moments in Giants baseball since it's been in the Bay Area the last 60 years. So here are your choices this evening. Once again, it's Matt Cain's perfect game back in 2012, the first in Giants history. It's going up against a big one. Jonathan Sanchez's no-hitter from 2009. You're going to watch the plays. We're going to tell you how to vote. Dwayne Kuiper, he has the calls.
On the ground, Arias from deep third, got him! And that's a perfect game. And the Giants mobbing Matt Cain on the pitcher's mound. Strike 3 call. Jonathan Sanchez has thrown a no-hitter here at AT Park.
Oh, man, you have your work cut out for you. Here is how you vote. Go to NBCSportsBayArea.com, cast your vote, or you can do it on Twitter at NBCSGiants. Let us know what you think, and the winner's going to be announced on Giants Post-Game Live. All right, it's almost time for some Giants Brewers baseball. It is Law Enforcement Appreciation Night. It's a big one here. Group and kite lineups. First pitch, Derek Rodriguez. It's all coming your way. Stay with us.
Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. A great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 59 degrees, that's right, it's a chilly night. The winds and humidity and it is going to be breezy tonight here at the Yard. All right, the lineup that Derek Rodriguez will be facing, and the lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be the local kid Thames to lead things off, then Kane, Yelich, and the All-Star Jesus Aguilar, and he can hit the big fly. Sean Miller in Kratz, then it'll be Orlando Arcia, followed by the pitcher Wade Miley.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the rookie right-hander Derek Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 26 years of age. He's 5-1 with a 2.72 ERA, 6'1", 215-pounder. He's strong-legged, strong-shouldered, built for innings, and when he's right, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s, more lows than mids. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup, and he will 2 and 4 seam that fastball. This is his 9th start. The previous 8 starts, Derek Rodriguez has been brilliant. Giants are 7-1 in those starts. So when he toes that rubber, I mean, he has convinced the guys behind him that he's going to give him a shot to win. Now let's take a look at the guys who are playing behind him, starting in the outfield from left to right. It's going to be Pence, Duggar, and McCutchen. Crawford, Longoria on the left side of the infield. We'll welcome Evan Longoria back. Darno and Slater on the right side. That's right, Austin Slater playing first base tonight as Brandon Belt was put on the disabled list. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
And Longoria, as Mike said, welcome back. And here's Thames. And the first pitch of the ball game is down low. So we get started at 7:15. Thames hitting at 237. Drives this one immediately into center field. Duggar now has to race back. It's over his head. And Thames has got a leadoff double. I think Duggar was a little bit surprised at what that ball did.
Well, and you know that Eric Thames wants to put on a show. I mean, he's a hometown guy. He went to Bellarmine College Prep, went to Cabrillo College and West Valley College before transferring to Pepperdine. So out of Santa Clara, he's got a big pass list, and you just gave him a thrill right there. But Derek Rodriguez now gets put in the strikeout mode.
And here's Lorenzo Cain. Hitting at 296. And right off the bat, he starts him off with a high curveball. Called by home plate umpire DJ Rayburn. Then it's Marquez, Holbrook, and Jim Wolf from first to third. And there's the crew chief, Sam Holbrook, who's at second.
Rayburn, a low ball umpire, and it's a tight zone.
On the ground to Slater. Slater makes a nice play. A productive out. Thames goes to third.
That is a nice play.
Yeah, that was a little bit more difficult than Slater made it seem. I asked him today in the dugout during batting practice. I said, really? He goes, I played all over in the minor leagues. This is not new to me.
Literally all over. Third, short, second, first, all over the outfield. The only thing he didn't do was catch.
So he was surprised that I was surprised. Here's Yelich at 310. And a breaking, or make that a fastball down low. 1 ball and no strikes.
That reminds me of Omar Vizquel. He used to say, I can't believe you made that play. And he'd say, I can't believe you can't believe.
It's true. I can't believe it. Infield back. And this will get a run in. Is Darno will make the play. 2 outs. RBI number 53. And here's Aguilar. I don't care what anybody says. Get the run in any way you can.
Oh, you kidding? First inning?
They're going to give you a run on a ground ball, hit a ground ball. Here's Aguilar, 25 home runs, 71 driven in. And a first pitch strike.
And what do they say about the first? Hey, the Cheeseheads are here. what they say about the first. You get the first out of the inning, the first strike on a hitter, and you score the first run of a ball game, you're going to win a lot of games. So hopefully the Giants can take care of that.
Into the alleyway, and nobody's going to get there. Duggar gets it on one hop, but it'll be a two-bagger for Aguilar. So a couple of doubles here in the first inning against Derek Rodriguez.
Let's take a look at the pitch. Fastball up and in, and Aguilar jumped all over it. That's our pitch cast, brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Guys look for middle in mistakes.
Here's Shaw. 243, 18 home runs, 57 runs batted in, and he hooks the first one foul.
I'll tell you one thing about Derek Rodriguez, they're up there hacking against him. And what's unusual about that is that this is the first time that Derek Rodriguez has ever faced the Brewers, and usually veteran teams, and they'll want to take a couple looks at a few pitches from a rookie. Not the case tonight. They're getting after it.
Well, there must be lots of films on lots of hitters around the league swinging at first pitches or watching Rodriguez throw a lot of first pitch strikes. There's the chart for Shaw. Just hit on the ground to d'Arnaud, and from the outfield grass, that'll end the inning. Brewers are on the board. Southwest Airlines. It'll be d'Arnaud in the leadoff spot, and Slater, McCutcheon, and Buster Posey. Evan Longoria, welcome back. He's hitting fifth. Then it's Crawford and Hunter Pence, who's done well in his last 9 starts. Duggar will hit in the A spot, and then Derek Rodriguez ninth.
On the hill tonight for the Brewers will be the left-handed veteran Wade Miley. He's in his 6th year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 4 starts since joining the Brewers. He's really had a couple of injuries he's had to overcome, a groin injury, then an oblique muscle. When he's been on the hill, it's been pretty good. You're going to see a fastball that's low 90s. He can cut and sink the ball. He's got a curveball and a slider.
And here's d'Arnaud hitting .290, couple of home runs, 3 driven in. And he takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. No history. d'Arnaud Miley. Oh yeah, I love the Giants. That's what her hat says, so we believe her. d'Arnaud with a shot up the middle and a base hit.
Well, d'Arnaud has really done well when given the opportunity to hitting against left-handers. So let's take a look at the defense playing behind Wade Miley tonight for the Brewers. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Thames, Kane, and Yelich. The best arm by far in center field, that's Lorenzo Kane. He's got 10 assists this year. Arcia and Shaw, that's the left side of the infield. Miller and Aguilar on the right side. Eric Kratz, who has a very strong arm, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. For Wade Miley, who lifetime against the Giants, 4-4 with a 3.90 ERA. That's in 11 games.
So here's Slater. Yeah, the Giants saw Miley a lot when he was with the D-backs. Slater hitting .319 with 6 runs batted in. He is at first base tonight, getting the at-bats with Belt on the disabled list. Takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. The next 5 hitters for the Giants all have history against Miley. Nope. Slater not biting.
One big difference in Miley has been his 4-seam fastball and how it's been more effective this year. Throwing it more, locating it better. 4-seam fastball always going to give you the highest velocity between the 2 pitches, the 2-seam and the 4-seam fastball.
Fish ain't biting.
They are not.
You know. And a strike.
Slater taking on the way. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, so he's a guy who really can be patient. He'll work pitches. Uses the whole field. Got a great right field approach. Hunter Pitts pulled me aside today. He goes, "There's no doubt in my mind that Duggar and Slater are going to be great big leaguers."
On the ground to third. That's 1, and that's 2.
All right now it's time for How Far Would You Go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Ramen. Yesterday in Seattle, Andrew McCutchen hit a diving catch, and it winds up being a double play, and that ended things for the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th. Covered 54 feet, going into a belly slide, and got the easy back ender for the double play.
.257, 10 home runs, 42 runs batted in, and that pitch is down low. 3 for 16 lifetime against Miley. 2-0. Buster Posey on deck. And McCutchen takes a strike.
Miley with a 2-0 changeup. You'll see a lot of those. He's got a nice feel for that pitch, and that 2-0 pitch is located perfectly.
Out of play.
You can see how McCutchen hits the ball on the ground. I mean, he's center field to pull side. That's our StatCast AI powered by AWS.
And a full count to Andrew McCutchen.
It is a cool night. Not a lot of carry to the right side of the field. The carry is to center and left center. The normal winds we see.
Right into the shift for Miller. And that'll end the inning. It'll be Miller to lead things off. 1-0 Milwaukee.
by the Toyota NHRA Sonoma Nationals at Sonoma Raceway, July 27th through 29th. Get your tickets today at sonomaraceway.com.
1-0 Milwaukee is Brad Miller is going to lead things off. Miller, Kratz, Arcia against Eric Rodriguez. And a fly ball to left. Hunter Pence moving back. And Hunter Pence will make the catch. Amy G is here tonight. Let's check in with her. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, if anybody is wondering who the hardest working people in baseball are, they're right here. It is the Giants grounds crew who absolutely transformed this field for the recent Rugby World Cup Sevens tournament last weekend and back to a baseball field in time for tonight's game. Head groundskeeper Greg Elliott, his crew, guys, true pros. Now, this took a lot of planning and execution since Sunday night. About 50 guys and gals have literally worked around the clock to change the field. Biggest challenge, gentlemen, removing the infield, which was 200 tons of material for the rugby tournament, and then putting it back for tonight's game. The crew said this is easily the most challenging changeover they've ever done, but compliments all around, gentlemen. Rugby players were handing out lots of them to them, and today all of the players, coaches, high fives, telling them what a great job they did. It did not go unrecognized how hard they worked. Dwayne?
Well, it's true. When we walked in, they were all grumpy, and we knew why.
Well, a remarkable turnaround, it really is. So,
line drive, base hit, and maybe another double. We'll see what Kratz does. Nope, he puts on the brakes, and it'll be a one-out single. This weekend, the Brewers are in town. Saturday is the Giants Wall of Fame induction. Join the Giants in honoring 2018 inductees Matt Cain, Ryan Vogelsong, and Brian Wilson. The ceremony starts at 2 p.m. on King Street between 2nd and 3rd. So get your tickets at sfgiants.com. Here's Orlando Arcia. He's having a horrible time at the plate, so they sent him back to the minor leagues. And he rolls the first one foul into the Giants dugout. There's Pablo saying, hit the ball the other way.
that's exactly what he's saying. And he means it too.
Hitting 197. Think about what Arcia did last year and why they sent him out after having such a difficult time at the plate. It was a strike. He hit 277 last year with 15 home runs. He had 53 runs batted in.
Well, I mean, the league reacted to that. They adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to adjust back.
One and two. In Colorado Springs, 341. A couple of home runs. So anyway, he worked his way back. That's what you're supposed to do. Swing, gonna miss. He got him.
92'd him with a high fastball out of the plate. First strikeout for Rodriguez. That ball was by him. I mean, he did not get that foot down in time. Watch the front foot. Plant, that ball's already by him. I mean, you can have a high leg hitch, kick, whatever you want to call it, but he's got to get down in time.
Here's Miley, who's a pretty good hitter. On the year this year, he's only had 6 at bats, but he's got a couple of hits. Put it this way, we remember him as being a pretty good hitter.
Oh, he is. He's missed so much of the season with injuries this year. Hadn't had a lot of at bats, 6 at bats, 2 hits.
Little jam job, and it's going to be just foul and out of the reach of Longoria.
It's great to see him back in the lineup. Disabled this was hard on him. He says it was hard to watch games. I did. He says, but it just I wanted to be there. I wanted to be part of it.
Did you ask him if he kept the volume up or down?
Well, he said he listened to the radio when he was watching TV. I took that as a bad sign.
Yep. Another foul out of play. It was in South Florida in the middle of June, and kind of knew it right away. He went on down to first, and we had some good shots of it, how it swelled up and it was black and blue.
Yeah, immediately. Dan Straley got him.
And it's just foul.
All right. That's our ball babe down there. That's Cheryl Boykins. She's the chief of police at Cal State East Bay. So nice play, Cheryl. Chief, had a babe. And over on the third base side tonight, that's Mark Madden. And check out the glove. It's been around a while.
A high fastball, 1-2. Well, Cheryl's going 16-inch softball glove.
Yeah, and that's one you could sleep in.
That's a no glove.
Oh yeah, Cheryl, we need to get you a glove. Well, no,
she got one there. Oh yeah, she's got a mitten. Two and two.
It's right back in Chicago and Milwaukee. They play 16-inch slope pitch softball. Well, they don't use gloves. 16-inch balls.
Horrible game.
Yeah, you got to have them.
Hated it.
Who came up with that idea? But they play it 24 hours a day.
They play it. Well, they used to play it a lot. I don't know about now. Softly hit to Crawford. I always thought, Mike, the people playing that game are the ones who couldn't play the 12-inch softball.
Good point.
That comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, MLB.TV is now available at a lower price. For $82.99, you can watch almost every regular season game on demand. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer.
Yeah. Dad and his girls taking in a ball game.
He's happy. He's got a beer.
Well, he's got
happy. He's got a beer.
Got his girls and the beer. Life is good, my friend. Right now it's time for Lowe's whole team together. Giants' highest win percentage versus any single opponent since 2014. Well, it's against these Brewers. In 25 games, Giants have gone 18-7 against them. And then the Braves, Phillies, Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers. And that's our Lowe's whole team together.
Here's Buster Posey. And then Longoria, and then Crawford against Wade Miley. Buster's history against Miley: 9 for 25, 3 doubles and a home run.
Sees him well.
There's a call strike.
Evan Longoria waiting to get that first at bat since coming off the DL.
Buster's numbers against the Brewers. He likes the Phillies and the Brewers.
He kind of likes all those 5. Good lifetime numbers.
2-2.
340. You know what? I was watching a documentary today on Babe Ruth. Played 22 years. His lifetime batting average is 342. How about that?
Pulled foul.
I mean, that made me shake my head a little bit. Had to go into the records and check it out.
Two pitch. Buster pops it out of play. And the ball is down and in. Buster digs it out. So does this fan. He's on the phone. Got the ball. Yeah. Everybody's fine at home. 2-2. And the walk. So here's Longoria, who should receive a nice round of applause.
Number 10, Evan Longoria.
Longoria was at 246 before he got hurt. 10 home runs, 34 runs batted in. Down low, he's had 6, listen to these numbers, 6 lifetime hits against Miley in 31 at bats. 3 doubles, 3 home runs.
That's ownage. When you hit 194 against a guy, that's ownage.
It's extra base ownage, that's for sure. Is Ron Wotus moves to his left, knocks it down, flips it to the ball dude. Ball and 1 strike with Brandon Crawford on deck. And it's got home after the game yesterday from Seattle. That's such a good town, you know, almost like to spend a week there.
About 3 times a year you'd like to spend a week there. That's a great city. In a lot of ways it reminds you of San Francisco.
Sure does. He's a Mariner fan. Line drive, base hit. So Longoria digs one out as he loops it over the head of Arcia. And here's Crawford.
Now he's been waiting a long time, 5 weeks for this. And he gets a fastball, not a hanger either. He goes down and gets it below the knees.
Disappointed, his first single off of Wade Miley.
Well, 3 doubles, 3 homers, and now a single.
Here's Crawford with Hunter Pence on deck. And Crawford rolls it foul.
All right, Cheryl. Up. No, she got her glove on though. A little help from my friend. A bit.
Yeah.
We're good.
That was such an athletic effort. You should take a bow.
Yeah, so good. The guy that pulled him back in
Took a bow.
I like it.
Low to Crawford, 1 ball and 1 strike. I was thinking that maybe Tim Lincecum would show up at the ballpark in Seattle. And then I saw on Instagram he was in Hawaii.
A Giants fan found him in Hawaii. Took a picture with him.
So 2-1 to Crawford.
I do know that he will come back someday, and I do know that when he does, the applause is going to be loud.
This place is going to fall over. Crawford, base hit. Buster Posey had to freeze, so he's going to stop. And the bases are loaded. That's a real nice swing by Brandon Crawford.
Now, when he was red hot, I mean, you saw a lot of the opposite way, especially against lefties. And against this Brewers team, Giants are going to really challenge these corner outfielders. Now, Posey had to stop, and he didn't have great speed anyway, so no chance for him to take on the left fielder, Marcus Thames. But Thames and Yelich both have below average arms. And there's that swing that Kipe's talking about. Get that foot down, let the ball travel, let it get in deep, and go the other way, inside out.
So here's Hunter Pence. Pence with a double play ball. That's 1. That's 2. It's going to tie the game. And Longoria is at third. And Duggar's got a chance to give the Giants the lead.
It'll be interesting to see how much weight Miley gives Duggar here with Derek Rodriguez, the pitcher, hitting on deck. On deck waiting to hit, I should say. And we have learned from Duggar, I mean, against lefties, he'll use the left side of the field too.
Yeah. Sometimes I will trade places with a fan.
Yeah. It's always a good time for ice cream.
Just laughing away, eating ice cream.
Ice cream makes you smile.
It does. Just...
Yep, they've got their napkins.
Oh.
Either that or they brought their own rosin bags.
I wonder if he thinks that's the dad sitting to their right.
Yeah.
If they could hear me, I'd say just wipe a little of that on those blue jeans.
No, they don't want to give any away.
No. 2-2 to Duggar.
Miley's going after him the way you're supposed to. I mean, he's corner pitching him.
And a base hit, and the Giants take the lead.
And right now, Miley's mad at himself. He throws a 2-strike breaking ball, but he had some serious hang on it. And when you do that, and you've got a pitcher on deck and you get beat and it costs you a run, you're mad at yourself. Watch the hanger floating up their middle end, and Duggar jumped all over the mistake. Good at bat. Not a steal situation here for Duggar.
Here's Rodriguez. Also not a spot where you want to get picked off.
No, you don't ever want to lead off an inning with a pitcher if you can help it, which is why it's not a good time to steal in case you get thrown out.
Rodriguez is 1 for 15.
But the one hit, an opposite field double, hit over the right fielder's head. I believe it was in Colorado.
Tap slowly to the pitcher, Miley, who's going to make the play, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants come up with 2 runs. Top of the order for the Brewers coming up. Moment powered by BioFreeze, cool the pain. Friday against the A's. Derek Rodriguez in Oakland was very good. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, an earned run, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He threw 93 pitches, and that right there was and still is a hot Oakland team.
Now let's take a look at how the 2 rookies have done this year in the Giants rotation. Derek Rodriguez, Andy Suarez, 4-2 combined. ERA sitting just a little bit over 2. Opponents against them just really haven't done a whole lot. But the whip, walks and hits per innings pitched, very good for Suarez, outstanding for Derek Rodriguez. And what they've done, and the most important thing is they've given their teammates a feeling that when they go out there in the hill, they're going to have a chance to win. And that's the most important thing that they've accomplished, and they've both done that.
Here's Thames. Thames doubled in the first inning, and what does he see on the first pitch? A breaking ball. He skies this one out into Duggarville. 1 out.
Hey, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote and get live shots on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Big hat, no cattle?
Yeah, pretty much so. He's a little young to have a lot of cattle. He might have a calf or 2.
Hey, if you're young and you have a cow, that's cattle in my opinion.
Here's Kane down low.
But you know what? You start with the hat, then you get the cattle.
Down low. 2-0 to Kane, who rolled out sharply to Slater in the first inning.
You know, just a final thought on the 2 rookies, Andy Suarez and Derek Rodriguez. one of the things that you watch a young player when he gets to this level is how they handle success and how they handle failure. And a lot of times, I mean, first timers get up here, and if they have a good game, I mean, they let their emotions soar. When they have a bad game, boy, they're emotionally they're down in the dumps. But Rodriguez and Suarez both, I mean, they're guys that, you know, they're pretty much the same person every day. They just don't get too overamped. They don't get too down, and that's a big thing to have. You have to learn how to do that to last at this level.
Rodriguez, unusual walk. Here's Yelich.
Well, and one thing the Brewers like to do is run. They lead the National League in stolen bases. Craig Counsell, their skipper, I mean, he puts on plays, hit and run. He'll turn them loose. Just about half the team has green lights, which means if they get a good jump, they can go on their own. He's an aggressive skipper.
Yelich 0 for 1 with an RBI. Kane's got 18 steals.
Puts him in the top 10 in the National League in that regard.
Sometimes, but not all the time. Managers and even certain hitters don't want that runner to go with a left-handed hitter at the plate. Punch that ball past the first baseman. But
well, Yelich is a guy too they could put a play on with him. I mean, he's a contact guy.
runner goes. Posey's throw is not in time. On base number 19. Buster Posey threw that like Thurman Munson used to.
He did, sidearm style.
Kane's hurt. Head first slides. Always that risk.
See the sidearm throw we're talking about to the shortstop side. It would have made a difference if it was on the dot. I mean, it's just too big of a jump from Kane. But watch the left. Was it the right hand?
Yeah, he just jammed it. Kept the fingers up. There's a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, I think he was shaking his right hand.
Was he?
Yeah, he touched the base with his left hand.
Stuck it in the ground?
Yeah, he may have scratched it up, stuck it in the ground. It's not comfortable. He's still shaking it off, trying to. All right, the right hand is the one that, oh, look at that, he rolled it over.
He rolled it. Good shot.
That told the story.
Yelich takes a strike. It's 3-2.
And I think DJ Rayburn, the plate umpire, said he swung at that. A cool night here in July. Good night for a beanie. Gamer babes are here.
Got him. You could see what Yelich was thinking. Please don't call it. Please. Yep. Please.
He guessed wrong. He got one right across the knees. Fastball. 91 right at the base of the zone. Like Yelich was looking for an off-speed pitch.
Here's Aguilar. Aguilar doubled into left center field in the first. And just a token look at second. Yeah, these guys are ready. Game prepared. Brought the big fist.
Big fist and the big finger.
And the big finger. Uh-oh.
Smile, hun.
Can you back up a little bit? Easy. Yeah, it never worked when I was taking a picture of my wife either.
Well, you had it. Yeah, you know, if you get like 20 seconds for most pictures, you get 5 for your wife.
Yeah. Can you back up, honey? Please, no. It's a half a step. Healthy rip, and it's 0-2.
Oh, he keeps his head down through the swing beautifully.
Is that a boat built for 2? Is that what it is?
Well, it is right now. They've got the spot. He's got to ask that guy to take a picture, doesn't he?
Yeah. Hey. Woo.
Selfie.
Fouled off 0-2. I literally see no people other than those 3. You know, there's 2 people up on the top deck.
Well, if that's the case, that's the date of the year.
Yes.
You got a couple on their date.
Well, that's the guy. That's the captain right there.
Or the limo driver.
He went around. He did not go around. It's 1-2. I think that guy or that woman bought that whole ship out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, he didn't go. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a few people in the back. 2-2.
Aguilar with 71 RBIs. You've got an open base here. I mean, 71 RBI guys this time, and we're not even into August yet. You know they're comfortable with runners in scoring position.
He doesn't look like he's being fooled by anything.
No. So if you're Derek Rodriguez, I mean, here's where you really take advantage of the corners of the strike zone. Good pitch. So this is how you earn respect. Ranking this season, tied for first in home runs, first in home runs against righties, first in slugging percentage, first in sac flies, second in OPS, fourth in RBIs. You got an open base here. If you don't be afraid to use it.
It's true. And he did.
And I think he pitched him well. Don't let the hot hand beat you.
And we're not implying that the guy coming up is chopped liver, by the way.
No, Travis Shaw's got 18 bombs and 57 RBIs, but and you know what? He's got an open base here with 2 outs and an open third. So he doesn't have to just give in to him. The guy behind Travis Shaw is Brad Miller, who's got 2 homers and 8 RBIs. So, I mean, this basically is inning management for Rodriguez, and he can pitch accordingly. Doesn't have to just challenge out over the middle of the strike zone.
Shaw bounced out to Darno. Here he takes a strike.
Good changeup. When you watch the replay, you can learn so much about a hitter as to how he gets that foot down. That foot down there from Shaw is the foot down looking for a fastball.
Down to second, and sliding back in is Kane.
So, still shaking that right wrist. Digging dirt out of his belt buckle.
Shaw with another bouncing ball. Now Darno is going to have to play this tricky one. And he does, and that ends the inning. Top of the order coming up.
Bay Area is brought to you by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America with roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
Giants with a 2-1 lead. Here's Darno, and on the first pitch, he pops it up. It's Arcia in shallow center field. 1 pitch, 1 out. John Miller's on assignment. Dave Fleming is here. He'll come in and join Mike in innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head into the radio booth with Darren Chan. Here's Slater. Slater rolled into a double play in the first inning. And here he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 hits for the Brewers, 4 hits for the Giants. Slater with a tapper foul, third base side.
Yeah, Mark Madden. A little more glove, he may have had a chance. You look at some of those old gloves and you just marvel at how good guys used to be with those gloves.
Plus it helped Babe Ruth hit 342.
For 22 years.
1 and 2.
Pitcher's call.
Two balls, 2 strikes with Andrew McCutchen on deck. Here's Andrew McCutchen. 2-2 pitch. Got him.
Save that curveball for a little 2-strike surprise. First strikeout for Wade Miley. Big curveball had him way out front.
Here's McCutchen, who rolled out to second. He actually hit the ball right back up the middle, but because of the shift, McCutchen hit it right at the second baseman. You see this is chart for McCutchen. That 20% is the one that's really hurt him this year. And a pitcher's strike. It's 2-1.
.32 bombs lifetime against Milwaukee. And McCutcheon is one of those guys, when you come to the Giants clubhouse every day, you check out as to what version of the uniform he's got on that day. I mean, it reminds me a lot of Jeffrey Leonard, who he spent time thinking about what he was going to put on that night, how he was going to wear it, and it always looked good. Always.
He made sure. McCutcheon skies this one out to right for Yelich. And Yelich should put it away, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Miley. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. Giants are leading 2-1.
Dave Fleming into our booth, so welcome aboard.
Always good to be with you for one night at least. John will be back with us tomorrow night.
John Miller on assignment.
4 games with the Brewers. It always, I'm sure you guys have already talked about it, but it always feels weird. You go, it's almost August and we haven't seen the Brewers yet this year.
It's odd. It's way odd. And it really hurts the Kuiper brothers, Dwayne, of course, and Jim Kuiper, our producer, because they're cheeseheads. And that's the first thing they always look at is when the Giants go to Milwaukee. So they still have to wait a bit longer, but tonight they at least get to see the hometown Brew Crew. And a few cheeseheads.
A few.
Never gets old, by the way.
Great sports fans. That ball was ripped foul by Brad Miller. And really good baseball fans. One thing about the last, decade or so at Miller Park in Milwaukee, and the Brewers have a history of good support, but these last few years, they've been one of the highest attended teams in the National League.
Well, and it's a fun place to go. I mean, we always encourage Giants fans who travel well. I mean, there are certain ballparks that we like better than others. They're all pretty good. But Milwaukee's Miller Park is really fun because of the tailgating before the game. But the game itself, they've got their own version of baseball. It's pretty amazing. And the 7th inning stretch, you sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, then everybody does the beer barrel polka. Still one of my favorites.
You got the sausage races, which of all the in-game stuff across the big leagues is probably my favorite.
Oh, it's the best.
They are great fans. But you know, it's just so unusual because this isn't an interleague game. This is a National League game. And we've been watching from afar, reading the box scores, watching the highlights of this great season that the Brewers are having. We haven't seen it firsthand until tonight. And I think you can kind of see, once you fill out your lineup card, it's a deep lineup. They've got excellent defense. You guys threw up the numbers on the stolen bases. They're an athletic team, good defensive team. You can see why.
Well, and you know, Milwaukee Brewers history, and you go back and look at their teams, they always seem to have a couple characters. And I think that the Milwaukee Brewer fan base appreciates that.
They like personality. Kind of like that. On the ground. One away. And the Brewers are going for it. They made a trade today. So Joakim Soria, who's been a long-time successful big league reliever, is now a part of the Brewers. They may not be done. There are lots of rumors about Brewers still in the hunt to try to get better.
5 more days, and that's when the trade deadline ends. You can still have trades after July 31st.
Not as easy.
Not as easy. You've got to go through waivers, and there's some red tape you got to plow through.
Cubs had their dramatic win today against the Diamondbacks, down 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, hit back-to-back home runs and walked off against Arizona.
Oh, they made a big trade today.
I'm not sure it's been officially announced, but everybody's reporting that they have agreed to a deal for Cole Hamels. That's big news. Tyler Chatwood again today. I don't know if you watched any of that Cubs Diamondbacks game. Just all over the place.
He's averaged 6 walks a game.
I mean, it's incredible. A guy we've seen pitch really well for a lot of years.
Well, I can't explain it. They can't figure it out. He can't figure it out.
On the ground softly. It's the catcher running, but Crawford still has to hurry. Nice play.
Nice pitch. Rodriguez really exploding that 2-seam movement in on the hands of Eric Kratz, who's pretty quick middle in. It's 2-seam fastball going right in on the hands, and it goes right on the label and shatters his bat. I guarantee he's running down the first baseline and his thumbs are burning.
Two down for the Brewers shortstop. Well, the Yankees traded for Jay Happ after trading for Zach Britton. The Brewers made their trade today, and Nathan Eovaldi goes to the Red Sox yesterday. So we're starting to see a lot of those deals. Teams are active. Good curveball. And it's fun. It's fun for Brewers fans, I think. Their team's going for it. Maybe not totally expected before the year, but they are a contender. And he struck him out. It got him to chase badly. Another good Rodriguez curveball, and that's his best inning of the night. Posey will lead off. Giants lead 2-1.
Sponsored by PG&E. With us from PG&E this evening, Bernie Cowens, and with us from the American Red Cross is Miss Allison Bittinger. Allison, let's start with you. Earlier today, you hosted a safety preparedness festival and introduced the Race for Preparedness program. Can you tell folks what that is?
Yes, it's an interactive program that we use with our youth, and we teach them home fire safety tools and practice with them. Different safety tips.
Very cool, different safety tips. And Bernie, you work in conjunction, PG&E, alongside the American Red Cross in promoting safety preparedness. How important has this partnership been for you guys?
Oh, it's incredibly important. We have enjoyed a 4 decades-long relationship and partnership with the American Red Cross, helping to build safer, more resilient communities. We jointly participate in events like today to help people be prepared and have a plan in the event of a disaster. We've donated millions of dollars to the Red Cross, and we've even matched the donations that our employees provide for specific events that happen. So it's been a great partnership.
Nice to have you both here, and I got a couple of websites, gentlemen, pge.com/be prepared if you'd like more information. If you're interested in volunteering for the Red Cross, redcross.org/volunteer. Dave and Mike.
Thank you, Amy. Important stuff. Buster Posey in a 1-ball, 2-strike count, leading off for the Giants here in the bottom of the 4th. The Giants have a 2-1 lead. You have your home earthquake preparedness kit all set up, Mike?
I absolutely do.
Good.
If you live in this neck of the woods and you don't have one, come on. You're a rookie.
Another foul ball. Well, it's easy to procrastinate and put it off. You gotta take care of that stuff. And it was great to see, as it always is, all of our law enforcement men and women who are here tonight enjoying the game with us pregame, the flyover with the choppers after the national anthem. And I hope they all know how much we appreciate their work on our behalf each and every day. Today's a day where we get to specifically say thanks, but we would like to be able to do it each and every day.
First responders, everyday heroes. It's a big night in our family. My dad was a cop, my grandpa was a cop, all my uncles were cops, sister was a cop.
Base hit, Buster Posey. Lorenzo Cain gliding over to cut it off. Well, Posey's on base for the 2nd straight time. He walked and scored in the 2nd inning.
Giants have done a good job tonight getting the leadoff man on base. 3rd time they've been able to do it in 4 innings.
Posey's been 2 of those. Up comes Evan Longoria. Hadn't it been, I'm sure you guys talked about this, but hasn't it been kind of the theme of the year? You get one guy back and another guy goes down.
It's unbelievable. I mean, Longoria comes on, belt goes, or Longoria comes off, belt goes on. A lot of transactions today.
It was a busy day for the Giants transaction recorder, the PR folks.
But the guy who benefited the most today was Ty Block.
Yep.
Yesterday he got sent down. Today he got reactivated, and he gets to bang. He lost an option.
Yeah, that's true. Base hit up the middle. Longoria's 2 for 2. Giants have 2 on, no outs.
Talked to Longoria before the game today. He was so excited about tonight's game. Couldn't wait. Those are the Giants transactions. Longoria activated. Chris Stratton recalled. Ran a belt DL. Kelby Tomlinson option to AAA.
You know, we were talking to Bruce Bochy before the game. He was actually almost apologetic about the fact that Kelby was the guy who had to go down. That's part of the reality when you have an option, because Kelby had a great game in Seattle, helped the Giants win 1 of 2 up there. He's the guy who has to go back down for now.
Well, he's a guy that just has to get rid of his options.
Crawford lines one to right. Yelich will make the catch, and Posey read that as a hit. The throw went toward first, but enough time to go back to second and double off Posey. Wow.
I'll tell you one thing about Posey. You very rarely see him make a mistake on the base pass. And here's just a simple misread. He checked the runners, the defense in the outfield. He knew where the guys were, and he thought this thing was down the line. Now Yelich, I mean, he didn't see that Posey had leaked out the base. It was Aguilar, the first baseman, he's the guy who was aware. You can see Wade Miley pointing to second base. And in the end, it wasn't even close.
So 2 outs for Pence. I cannot remember the last time, because I think Buster, he's certainly not the Giants' fastest runner. You can make a case he's their best base runner in terms of just getting reads. And
oh, instinctively, I agree. Like Will Clark. Will Clark was not the fastest guy on those teams that, in the 80s, in the early 90s with the Giants, but he was the best base runner. His instincts were amazing, and Buster, same deal.
So from 2 outs, 2 on and nobody out, and then a ball hit hard to 2 outs, runner at first. A 2-ball, 1-strike count to Pence. It's a third double play for the Giants in 4 innings. 2 ground balls, and then that one. Longoria was the same way. He read it as a hit. He had to scramble to get back. Pence chased. 2-2.
The corner outfielders here for the Brewers, they both have poor arms. And Giants are going to run on them when they get opportunity this whole series. Thames in left, Yelich in right. Best arm is in center field with Lorenzo Cain. He's got 10 assists.
That one just muscled out to right for out number 3. Started well. Giants don't score, though. They take their 2-1 lead on to the 5th.
Presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, back here in San Francisco, Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow, Dwayne Kuiper with you tonight. Giants and the Brewers. It's the pitcher for Milwaukee, Wade Miley, against Derek Rodriguez in the 5th. Giants, who were behind 1-0. After a run, 3 hitters in. The Brewers had a run against Rodriguez. They haven't scored since. And a 2-run second for the Giants. Miley drags a bunt, pretty well done. Rodriguez made a nice play to get him out. So that's out number 1. Hello, Kitty fans. This is your weekend. Sunday, 105. Don't ask me why this has become such a big deal. I guess I'm clueless. First 20,000 fans get a Hello Kitty cap. That's a pretty good looking Giants cap for Giants Brewers 105. Tickets available. You can buy directly for the Giants at sfgiants.com. There's a whole Hello Kitty culture out there that I'm not a part of, but a lot of people are.
Well, my granddaughter, Reagan.
Yeah?
She'll be thrilled.
Okay, good. That has become like literally one of the most anticipated special events of the year. We have it every year. And there are a whole lot of people who look forward to it. And I'm glad that they do.
Well, it's fun. And then there's the flap down hats,
which also has become a must on the calendar every year. On the ground, Thames right to Darno. 2 down.
Well, it's just such an appropriate hat to wear to the ballpark in July in San Francisco. It's perfect.
That is the picture of a foggy July night. And you can customize them.
It's San Francisco, a very artistic neck of the woods. And we express ourselves in many ways. And that guy, I'm voting him hat of the night so far.
Do you think he did that himself or had somebody do that for him?
That's a good question. He could have lost a bet. I mean, who knows?
Put the mohawk on top of my 2 flaps down hat. Lorenzo Cain takes the ball.
But you know what? He's rocking it. It's working.
This is a true San Francisco summertime night. We've had so many sunny, warm nights here all season. The fog is here tonight.
Yeah, the fog is here. And the cheeseheads, I'm sure, are thinking this is very October-like.
Yeah, it is.
In Milwaukee.
Beach weather for them. They do not even bat an eye. Well, you can still see the Bay Bridge, so it's not as foggy as it can get. Cain, almost like he tweaked his knee. A rough night for Lorenzo Cain.
Hurt his right hand slide into second base here. He kind of tweaks his leg. Good curveball from Derek Rodriguez. Yeah, a little biter. And they're going to come out and take a look. You know, you're on the doorstep 5 days away from the Dog Days, which officially opens up August 1st. But it's this time of year where everybody's got a couple little dings here or there. This was the slide to second. Watch the right hand roll under. And he really had a hard time shaking that one off. And then watch the left leg plant. And as he rotates through his swing, he just had a little hyperextension there on the left side of his knee.
He's convinced everybody that he can stay in the game. his reward, he gets buzzed. Can be a cruel game.
He can go right back in that inside corner above the hands again. I mean, it sets up to break a ball away, but they could go inside again if they wanted to.
They went away. Cain slapped it foul.
You could tell what he was thinking. He was thinking off-speed stuff, and he just barely did flick a little bat head on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's the best velocity that we've seen tonight from Rodriguez. And we usually always see it in a 2-strike count.
You talk a lot about his demeanor, his presence, his calmness. I think that's another thing that you don't see from a lot of rookie pitchers. He saves that velocity for when he needs it. He's not a max effort guy. Two, and he struck him out. Posey hangs on to the foul tip with the changeup. Nice inning for Rodriguez. Giants lead 2-1.
State 20 years ago at Candlestick Park, Jeff Kent led off the bottom of the 10th with a walk-off home run off Stan Belinda of the Reds. Giants win that ball game 2-1. It was Kent's first career walk-off homer. We were talking about those sunglasses today. Alonzo Powell and Kipe and I around the batting cage.
Stephen Duggar against Wade Miley. Bottom 5.
Jeff Kent was one of the first Giant players we saw wear mirrored sunglasses when he would take his at-bats. And I always, when he was a player, accused him of peeking. It was kind of a, I tease him. Never admitted it. And when you peek, you get up in the batter's box, you've got those mirrored sunglasses on out of the corner eye, you look back to see where the catcher's setting up. Is he setting up on the inside? Is he setting up on the outside? If you've got good peripheral vision, you could definitely create an opportunity for yourselves. Finally, after a couple of years after he retired, it was spring training, we were talking about it, I go, "You peeked, didn't you?" He goes, "Yes, I did." The catchers look for it, but if you've got mirrored sunglasses on, you can't tell.
I mean, it's always fascinating to watch how Posey does it. Posey will wait and wait and wait to set up. He's constantly looking up. Duggar takes ball 4. Well, Stephen Duggar had a huge hit to knock in the go-ahead run in the second inning. Now he takes a walk. And that's big. When you're the 8th place hitter, you lead off an inning. You give your pitcher a chance to make a productive out and set the stage for the top of the order.
Well, in a one-run ball game, I mean, at 90 feet, that's a big thing if you can get a guy in the scoring position. So Derek Rodriguez, pretty good bunter. Should go down the first base line.
Let's see if he can do it. Takes a ball.
The other thing, too, that Bruce Bochy has always allowed his pitchers to do in bunt situations, if your corner infielders are too aggressive and they're just charging and they're very close to you, you can swing away. That is your option.
And I think that last attempt would qualify from Travis Shaw. Look how close. I mean, Travis Shaw is as far in as you could be.
And that's as aggressive as you want to be as a third baseman. I mean, and look, Derek Rodriguez, he signed as an outfielder. He can hit a little bit. Watch how close Shaw gets in. I mean, he is down there. A bunt that doesn't get very far away. Yep, see.
Well, it's going to be the catcher, so it gets the job done. And nobody was at third. 3 guys race over there just to make sure Duggar didn't have any ideas. Ultimately, it's a sacrifice that moves Duggar to second.
So Derek Rodriguez, true to his reputation, getting it done.
How should we put it? It hasn't been the strength of the Giants pitching staff this year.
It's the poorest bunting pitching staff I've ever seen. That's how bad it's been.
That's another way to put it.
But it's also the hardest working
They're trying.
Staff. They have put in the extra time, so it's hard to really get on them because they have taken on the challenge to become better.
Well, that's a big one. Now you get a couple cracks here with the top of the order and good speed in scoring position to try to add to the 1-run lead.
And it's such a significant play because it keeps the momentum going in your dugout. If you can't get that out to be productive, it saps the energy in that dugout.
One strike pitch. Darno pops it up. Well, the wind's starting to push the ball around a little bit, but no problem for Miller. 2 down. By the numbers, it'll be something we'll watch all weekend long. Forget just bunting. Overall hitting, Brewers have the best hitting pitching staff in the National League this year.
And when Wade Miley is not one of your better hitters, you got a good hitting staff.
Giants have the worst statistically, so it could be a little difference in these 4 games. See if Slater can knock in a run. He went after that cutter, hit it foul. First game at first base as a big leaguer. On the ground, but right to Shaw. Who throws him out. Leadoff walk. Giants don't score. We'll go to the 6th. 2-1. Giants over the Brewers. Ball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by the Monterey Bay Aquarium, the only place where it's totally cool to be obsessed with jellyfish.
You ever been stung by a jellyfish?
Yeah, I have. And I have very recently.
No fun.
It is not fun. Mine wasn't too serious. Yelich hit that one hard to center field. Duggar watches it gone. So Rodriguez gets stung in a much different way. The first pitch of the 6th inning is the 14th home run of the year by Christian Yelich, and it ties the game.
And when you open up the at-bat and you throw a first pitch curveball, you're going to elevate it to get it in the strike zone, figuring the guys are not going to be sitting on a first pitch curveball. But Yelich, he saw that big hanger and he backspinned it right over the wall in center. I mean, that's, I don't normally get too excited about tall hitters, but Yelich, I've always liked his swing since he first came to the league. He's a good hitter.
What an addition for the Brewers, picked up in the offseason with a trade with Miami. He's going to be a fixture for them for a good long while. And Lorenzo Cain, the other guy, the two of them give each other a hug in the dugout.
Yelich, tall, 6'4".
Very smooth athlete. This guy's tall. Smooth probably wouldn't be the word you use to describe Jesus Aguilar, but powerful.
Well, I think he's got a beautiful swing. The thing that impresses me about it is how he stays in on it. And he's another big guy. I mean, he's 6'3". Oh, he's close to 300 pounds. But you watch that head, it really stays on the swing.
That's a pretty good list to be on. Brewers with 25 or more home runs and 70 or more runs batted in through 90 games. And Aguilar, 25 home runs, 71 batted in with all those great sluggers. Brewers have a history of a lot of great home run hitters.
Yeah, Brewers kind of like the Rockies. I mean, you think about the Rockies, you think offense. You think about the Brewers, you think offense. Home runs.
Rodriguez strikes him out with the curve. So 1 out, and we'll send it over to Amy G.
All right, Dave, congratulations are in order for the Giants. Brandon Crawford, who was named the 2018 Heart and Hustle Award winner earlier this week from Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association. The award honors a player from each team with a passion for the game and who best embodies the values, spirit, and traditions. It's also the only award, guys, voted on by former players. Giants bench coach Bam Bam Mullen said, Brandon really pours his heart into every play, every day. Crawford, very deserving. Gentlemen.
Congrats.
And that is an award that I think it means a whole lot to a player when you're voted upon by guys who played this game. I mean, that's big applause.
Who watch and pay attention every day. Slater to Rodriguez, 2 down.
You know, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you give up a home run, you like to strike out the next guy.
And he did.
Especially when it's the guy you struck out is the guy who's leading his team in RBIs.
2 down for Miller. That's another example. Not that we need another one. Derek Rodriguez just shakes it off. He does not dwell when something happens that goes against him.
Stay on the pitch.
Brad Miller. Brewers made some deals to try to find some help on the middle infield. It's the one spot in their team where they have not gotten a lot of production. And Miller struggled, hitting .219. Flips that one to center field. Duggar will make a dive and missed it. McCutchen backing up the play. Miller's going to try for third. The throw is late. Hopefully Duggar's okay.
I think he may have knocked the wind out of him. And he's upset about this because he thought he should have caught it. And I think he's surprised he didn't catch it. I mean, you can take a look at where he's at. I mean, he had a nice jump. And when he dives, there's a lot of height. Yeah, the ball hits him on the thumb. I mean, this thing right here, and he's thinking, I've got to make this play. It would have been a great play, but by no means is it anything close to a normal play.
Here's Eric Kratz with 2 down. I'm sure he is thinking that he should have made that catch, but I don't know. Right from the first hitter of the game, it's not just Duggar, although he was looking up at the flags. And that last one was totally different than a high fly ball, but it's been a little tougher to judge tonight. A ball in the air to the outfield.
Well, I always think that it's an even playing field the first day back from a road trip for the Giants defense in the outfield, because they have to get used to the wind all over again, as do the visiting teams coming in here.
Kratz to left center field. Pence will make the catch. He was fighting that one all the way, but he made the play, and that keeps the Brewers off the board. They do tie on the Yelich home run. And what a class going in this year. Matt Cain, Ryan Vogelsong, Brian Wilson will all be honored. The ceremony takes place at 2 p.m. out on King Street between 2nd and 3rd, between 2 and 3 p.m. Open to the public. If you don't have tickets to the game, go online, grab some tickets, come to the ball game. Even if you're not coming to the game, you can come say hi to Matt, Ryan, and Brian. Just a great group. The Wall of Fame induction.
Great group indeed. A lot of tremendous Giants memories. But all three of those guys brought to this franchise, and they'll be forever enshrined in the wall here at AT&T. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Well, a new pitcher, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. The rookie right-hander Corbin Burns. They like him a lot. McCutchen pops the first pitch up. A lot going on down there. A ball was loose in the bullpen. The catcher trying to get out of the way. Aguilar couldn't get to it.
That's something you don't see very often.
No. I mean, one baseball came rolling toward Aguilar. He runs by it.
Well, I mean, then again, he's just not familiar territory, and you've got wind affecting the play on the outfield or the baseline. Corbin Burns, you mentioned the Brewers love this kid, and boy, do they ever. I mean, he's got 4 good pitches, mid to high 90s fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
He is a legit prospect. He throws that breaking ball to McCutchen. It's another pop-up. Aguilar, it's been an adventurous 2 pitches for him. Couldn't get to that one.
Burns in 7 innings, 4 base runners allowed, 2 hits, 2 knocks, and 9 strikeouts. There's young Corbin Burns.
Meanwhile, over on the other side.
Looks like Moranta's getting ready to come in this game.
Does. 6 innings for Derek Rodriguez. (0-2) to McCutchen. Strike 3 called. Good pitch. Totally different pitcher than Wade Miley, the Brewers starter.
That is absolute pain at 87. That's a breaking ball and a 2-strike count to a guy who's never faced you, and McCutchen just got a little education.
So now Buster, who has walked and singled, scored a run. Takes that slider for a strike. It's been a big strike zone tonight from DJ Rayburn. Posey, another hit. On base for the 3rd straight time. A 1-out single. So Buster's 2 for 2 plus that walk.
He looked like he had a little bit. If you watch his lower body on the swing of that curveball, I mean, he kind of hunkered down on the break. And then I think his legs really set himself up to succeed in that approach on that breaking ball. A little height on that breaking ball too. But that was not a hanger. That was just a high one. Had pretty good snap on it.
That's good to see with Buster. Longoria, meanwhile, he's 2 for 2, comes up for the 3rd time. And there's the 96 from Corbin Burns, who among all of his talents is a Gale. He went to St. Mary's, California kid.
Good program.
They have had an excellent baseball program. Kyle Bearclaw, notably of late from St. Mary's as well.
His name's been in a lot of trade rumors.
Having another great year with the Marlins. He would be an impact acquisition for somebody, that's for sure. Another big shift for the Brewers. They shift a lot and pretty extremely. On the ground softly. Can they turn 2? They're going to try. They get 1, but only 1. Two down. Longoria replaces Posey on the bases. comes Brandon Crawford. And is that going to be it? It is. Corbin Burns faces 3 hitters, gets 2 outs, and Craig Counsell, the Brewers manager, is making a move. And we're going to see Josh Hader, who has been the super reliever for the Brewers, an all-star this year. Hader coming into the game. 2-2. We'll be back right after this. Double switch for Milwaukee, and that brings Josh Hader, the left-hander, the all-star, into the game. He heard some boos from Giants fans who are paying attention to what's been in the news. Josh Hader has had a rough week.
Rough week indeed. On the year, what got him on that all-star team, you see the numbers: 94 strikeouts and 50 1/3. And he has a gifted arm and a fastball that will go mid to high 90s. And he's also got a good hard slider, and both pitches are swing and miss pitches. He's got 7 saves on the year. Just 21 hits allowed in 50 1/3.
With 94 strikeouts. He's pitched 50 innings in 33 appearances. I mean, they use him very aggressively. He's not just a one-hitter or even one-inning pitcher. So a tough matchup for Brandon Crawford, who spins the first one on the ground to short. And the Brewers get him out. So Hader gets the out on 1 pitch. Kipe will come back over and join Mike here on the TV side. On to the 7th we go. It's 2-2.
The game summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, and we are through 6 innings of play. It is all tied up, and it's another pitching duel. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Brewers. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Giants. Derek Rodriguez, another outstanding night on the mound, and we're all knotted up here. New pitcher down for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's Reyes Maranta for the 49th time, and here to tell you all about it, my old pal Wayne Kuiper.
I'm hacked off. Fleming's allowed to change my seat.
Oh, he did it just to mess with
the adjustments on it. Got him.
Good breaking ball from Maranta. 3-pitch see ya. So I mean, did he fix your chair or did he hurt it?
No, he moved all the parts around.
0-2. That's where you want to put that breaking ball, below the strike zone. And he gets Arcia to swing over the top. That's a hat trick for Arcia, who just got activated today.
Yeah, I sat in John's chair, so next time I'm going to sit in Dave's chair and I'm going to like take the arms off.
Folks, he is not kidding.
Saladino. Saladino came in on the double switch. And Maranta throws him a strike. Yeah, you see John's chair, I left it perfect. Dave. You got Darren Chan all worked up. What the heck are they talking about?
Well, once you circle the chair,
yeah,
they have no idea.
So it's 2-1 to Saladino. Foul back. He takes a healthy rip. 2-2. Got 4 home runs. Got him.
That is a nasty curveball Maranta's bringing into this game tonight. And not only is it explosive and late breaking, but the location is perfect. Had an 0-2 advantage here, a 1-2 advantage. See you later.
Here's Thames. Thames is 1 for 3. Pounding that strike zone.
Yep, you have to have your own style. And she's got it.
She's going to have that for a long time. 0-2. Of course, when you got that guy sitting next to you backing you up, you can have any style you want.
That's exactly right. That's my dad.
He'll pinch your head off.
Well, eating a sandwich.
1-2. This guy here, he just wants to look good. And he's pulled it off.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's rocking the look.
Driven to right. McCutcheon's going to have to scoot, get this one. He's going to spin and throw. And Thames has his second double of the game. And he's in scoring position with 2 outs. So here's Kane.
Let's take a look at the footwork from Andrew McCutcheon. The spin and throw, with so much speed, it takes you a while to stop in order to get your footing to get off a throw. He's got a good arm. But Thames, who runs well, thinking double out of the box. And he puts himself in scoring position here with 2 outs.
Yeah, you could see McCutcheon took a peek too to see what was going on. Check first, easy. Okay, everybody's fine.
I mean, that's something that if anybody on the bench sees as a runner is rounding the base, and if anybody on the Giants bench thinks that he missed the bag, they immediately shout it out, and a manager will check. You have nothing to lose. And like mound visits, which there is a cap on, you can check a base and a runner every time.
Yeah. Kane Tardy, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Healthy 98. 98's always impressive, but when it's on a corner down at the knees, it's even more impressive. Might be, I'm voting her best dress tonight.
Best dressed? I agree. 1 and 2.
Soon as Kane swung through that baseball, he was having a word with himself.
Best dressed?
Yeah, no doubt. Gamer, babe.
Yep. Got him. 3 fastballs, all at 98. Pence, Duggar, pitcher spot coming up.
Fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Well, don't miss Giants Outsiders. Giants coverage is not over after the postgame show. Grant Brisbee and Therese Vignal bring you a fresh take on the game and the season on Giants Outsiders tonight after Giants postgame live.
Here it's a 2-2 ball game. Pence, Duggar, pitcher spot.
Time now for our Smart Plays, brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. And Steven Duggar stepped up, second inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and he proceeds to knock in Evan Longoria, which at the time gave the Giants a 1-run lead. And because of that, that makes it our Smart Play, brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers.
So Hader stays into the game. He's going to face Hunter Pence. The Brewers took the field a little too early. Come on, we're trying to speed up the game, aren't we?
Well, yeah, you'd think. Come on. look at Josh Hader's numbers, and Hader in 51 innings has given up 4 homers.
Pence with a swing and a foul to the backstop.
Talked about Hader being a 2-pitch guy. Well, there they are, fastball slider. But look what the league hits against it. 141 the fastball, 81 the slider from a low 3/4.
Out of play. So a quick 0-2 with Duggar on deck. And it's another foul. Tell you what, we've seen some Hunter Pence at bats where if you throw him a high fastball out over the plate, he'll go the other way with you and hit it out of the park.
He's talking about his swing, and he says, I feel like I have my power. So I feel like I'm in a good position in my swing.
In the dirt. And the 1-2. Got him.
Well, there's that high fastball you're talking about.
So here's Duggar.
Elevate. You see it's so big, and when a guy throws it from a low 3/4, it really does give the appearance when he has that type of velocity that it's rising on you.
Duggar is 1 for 1. He drew a walk in the 5th. Fouls this one out of play. Gorkis Hernandez has grabbed a bat. He's on deck. And a strike. It's 0-2. That fastball is high.
Again, trying to climb that ladder. It's such a good strikeout pitch for him. 95 strikeouts in 51 1/3 innings. When you're doing that and you're striking out almost 2 strikeouts an inning, I mean, that separates you from the herd. People want to know how you're doing it.
Little roller to second. And Duggar is going to be safe. And Saladino. The ball just chewed him up.
Well, and Saladino can't believe it. I mean, that's an embarrassing error for a big league infielder.
He went over to Aguilar and said, that wasn't my fault, right? Aguilar said, no, it was a bad hop.
Which is what every good infielder teammate tells an infielder when he boots one. I mean, he just took his eye off.
He missed it. Yep. Here's Gorkis Hernandez.
When you make a play like that, the first thing you do is look at the umpire to see if he called timeout. That's your only hope.
Hey.
That's another candidate for best dressed.
Well, certainly best dressed from the knee down.
It was great when your son Cole got married and all the ushers took a picture. When your daughter Dannon got married, I beg your pardon, and her husband Zach, and had all his ushers take a picture with just the ushers. And they all lifted up their pant legs and they had the socks on.
Oh, it was the groomsmen too. There was like 12 pairs I had to come up with.
Well, that's not the whole story. You needed 24 pairs to come up with because they were all Dwayne Kuipers. There were no Mike Krukos.
It's not true. I'm not going to let you get away with telling that story. 1 ball and no strikes.
It was a great wedding. And that was one of my highlights.
Well, there's pretty simple conversation. Was we're going to pay for 1. There's a strike to Hernandez. 1 ball and 1 strike. Darno to follow. Giants trying to tack a run on Mr. Hader. Two balls and a strike.
You've got great speed with Steven Duggar at first. You better be alert if you're Aguilar, because when a Hader brings that throw to first base, he's throwing at 95.
Yeah, he is. Two and two.
Country hardball right there. That's exactly what Hernandez was looking for, and that's exactly what he got.
And hey, that's what you got to be ready for.
You know, and you look at the velocity 94, you say, well, gee, we see him 98, 99 miles an hour, but it's the deception with the low 3/4 arm delivery that makes that appear so much faster. The second stage hop that explodes into you.
Got him.
A little crossover step. You don't see it early.
Here's Darno. Darno is 1 for 3, a single and 2 pop-ups.
That might be the hardest thrower to first base I've seen all year. The problem with it is, I mean, you don't give your first baseman a chance to have a lot of range. I mean, if you throw that thing down around his feet, it's just by him. That's a gift right there. DJ Rayburn just put Chase Darno in a hole. Let's take a look at the thrower to first base. It's a flame. Better to miss a little up than down.
Well, you can see why he's an all-star. He's missing bats with fastballs where fastball hitters are looking for fastballs.
Choke up, get quick, defend.
Yelich right there, and that'll end the inning. We will head to the 8th. It's 2-2. KNTV and the Giants Television Network. And then on Saturday at 6 p.m. with Giants pregame live at 5 on NBC Sports Bay Area. Mark Melanson is on to do the pitching. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
19th game that Mark Melanson has come into. 2.65 ERA.
Here's Yelich, who homered in the 6th to tie the game.
Melanson going to take on the heart of the beast, the 3, 4, 5 hitters of this Brewers team.
Yelich takes a close pitch. It's 2 balls and no strikes. With Aguilar to follow. Out of play. This was the home run to straightaway center field.
This on a first pitch, get it in breaking ball. I mean, you really tip your cap to a guy. I mean, it's hard to believe he was up there looking for 73-mile-an-hour curveballs, but I mean, he was on it. Got to pitch up, backspin it out. Derek Rodriguez did not make many mistakes, and on a first pitch curveball, I really can't call that a mistake. He's trying to get a strike.
Slater off his chest and a base runner.
Ball exploded up on him.
Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, it is time for our Ask Amy G segment. Tonight's question comes via Twitter through Elle. And Elle, she says, what's your favorite city to spend an off day in other than home? So, Elle, I got you a couple of answers. Here you go. Alonzo Powell said he is partial to Seattle because it reminds him of his home, San Francisco. He said if he has to choose a city in the NL West, it's San Diego. Johnny Cueto, New York. He said the food, the people, there are a lot of Dominicans there, so it also reminds him of home. And guys, Sean Johnston said, Amy, come on, Chicago. That's easy. Dwayne?
Yep, all good choices. Here's Aguilar. And the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. And did they give Yelich a hit? They did.
Well, I think that had everything to do with the bounce of the ball. Maybe they just got through bringing a brand new infield into this ballpark. They rebuilt the whole infield after the rugby tournament. And Austin Slater making his first start at first base tonight. I mean, he looked good on ground balls this whole game, but that one exploded up on him and it almost hit him in the chin. Can a bad hop on a first baseman like that affect the other infielders?
No, it shouldn't.
Here's the hop we're talking about. Ball come up, exploded on him. I think it did. Kind of hit off his chest into his chin.
Tap foul at the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. You know, I think if you play that position a lot, I think you probably give ground on that ball a little faster than what he did.
By the way, that was the T-shirt of the night. Protect, serve, and play baseball. Or play ball.
Crawford's got it.
Tonight has been Law Enforcement Appreciation tonight. We had a parade of the motorcycle police. We had CHP. We had SFPD. We had lots of festivities. Just a great night when we say thank you and protect, serve, and play ball. That is the T-shirt of the night.
Tell you what, he was impressive when they all came out on the field. Here's Shaw, who takes high.
Some of our city's finest.
And a strike to even the count.
We have the chief of police being a ball dude tonight. Cheryl Boykins, she is the chief of police at the Cal State East Bay. There's Chief Boykins.
She got her glove.
Oh yeah, she got her glove. She's a Rawlings gal. Just waiting. She's ready.
So it's 2-1 now to Shaw. Shaw's bounced out 3 times.
This is the moment right here I think is most uncomfortable for Slater, who hasn't played a lot of first base. When you have to hold a runner on and you've got a pull hitting, power hitting left-hander in the batter's box.
It's cut off, spun play, you know, all those little things. 2-2 to Shaw. Darno trying to shrink that hole a little bit by playing Shaw a couple of steps to pull. And now it's 3-2.
Trying to cut that fastball in on the hands. So under a 2-2 count, if you're going to throw it, you want to miss off the plate in. So I mean, that was his one pitch. But he does not want to walk a base runner into scoring position here, so he needs to get in the strike zone.
See if Yelich goes. You would think that he would be. He does. Tap to where Crawford was, and Crawford's going to just knock it into shallow left field. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have a 3-2 count. You move your runner. They threw a slow curveball, and in that situation, your second baseman is going to stay back. Your shortstop's going to cover. And Travis Shaw just hits it away from the defense with the momentum of Crawford going to the bag. I mean, he does well just to touch this ball.
So Braun is going to pinch hit as Buster Posey goes out to have a word. So Braun not in the starting lineup. Four for 12 lifetime. Braun against Melanson.
Just a bit inside. Braun, his whole career, has been a Milwaukee Brewer. And this season hit 232. That's the lowest of his career. I mean, he's a career average 299 guy. On-base percentage, the lowest of his career. Slugging percentage, the lowest of his career.
He does not have to come into Braun.
I have Braun 309 career home runs, all in a Brewer uniform. And you're right. You pitch for the ground ball early, you pitch for the strikeout late, and if you walk a guy with an open second base, that is not the end of the world. He's got Eric Kratz, the catcher, on deck, who's 1 for 3, and behind him he's got Orlando Arcia, who's got a hat trick against him tonight. So you do not have to give in to Braun here.
Foul. 2-1 is. It's a good sign, man. When the fog comes rolling in, that's a good sign. There it is.
You see how Braun ranks in the all-time Brewers statistical record book. He's in the top 5 and everything.
Right now, Manfred would take a sharp ground ball to short. Instead, a base hit to left. So Braun's pinch hit single gives the Brewers the lead. It's 3-2.
And from Lance's perspective, that's just bad luck. A bad hop base hit. A base hit against the momentum of the defense on a 3-2 situation where the runner was moving, and now you find one that you get the ball on the ground, it finds a hole on the left side.
Here's Kratz. Kratz with a swing, gonna miss, and it's 0-1.
And Melanson trying to pitch for another ground ball to get a double play.
So it's 0-2. We're going to see some more bullpen activity for the Giants. That was Jeffries in the bullpen for the Brewers. Up the middle and a base hit. And here comes Shaw. Shaw's going to score, and it's now 4-2. So Kratz goes right up the middle. So 4 ground balls in the inning. And the hitter is going to be Arcia with Kurt Young coming out of the dugout.
Now he's going to take a slow walk and give Ray Black a chance to get loose down the Giants' pen. And the thing that Kurt Young's going to go out there and tell Melanson is see if you can get a ground ball here and get a double play. On a night like tonight for Ray Black, I mean, he's still just a newbie. He's only had 4 or 5 appearances. I beg your pardon. That's Chris Stratton, who just got activated today. That's who's in the pen. For Stratton tonight, he needs about 12 pitches to establish the fastball.
Arcia struck out 3 times. And a big swing. Ain't gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike. And a generous call makes it 0-2. Hit to left. Pence on the move. Pence is going to make the catch. And scurrying back to first is Kratz, who got a good jump. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Saladino. And trying to keep this game close. They've got 6 more outs. Saladino struck out in the 7th. Here he takes a pitch down low. One ball and 1 strike on the healthy swing and a miss. For the Giants in the 8th inning, they'll have Slater, McCutchen, and Posey coming up. And the pitch is high, 2-1.
It's just wearing that outside corner out with cutters. Cutters and curveballs, that's pretty much what you're going to get, especially when you get into stress situations like this from Melanson.
On deck is Eric Thames.
This will be the last hitter that Melanson faces in this inning.
And the walk. And here comes Bruce Bochy. So the bases are loaded. Giants need an out. It's 4-2 Milwaukee. You can download the StubHub app today and head to the ballpark. StubHub is the official partner of the San Francisco Giants. Well, Chris Stratton is in to try to clean up this mess.
Take a look at what he's done this year. 18 games he's been in at the big league level. They've all been out of as a starter. 8-6 on the year, 96 innings. And he got into a bit of a mechanical problem. Got sent back down to Sacramento to iron his problems out. His last outing he struck out 10, so he's feeling pretty good about what he's throwing. Tonight it's out of the bullpen. 4-pitch guy, fastball, low 90s, curveball, slider, changeup.
No balls and 1 strike to Thames, who's had 2 doubles in this game. There are your base runners. Braun, Kratz, and Saladino. And it's 0-1 to Thames.
Good changeup. Nice 2-pitch combination on that outside corner. Open it up with 93, follow it up with 85. And he likes to save the curveball for a 2-strike surprise, especially the left-handed hitters. It's a big over-the-top high 3/4 release, so it's a straight down bite. He could bounce it on home plate. Or try and cut a fastball on the hands. I think Posey wanted that a little higher out of the strike zone.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Giants have some work to do. Brewers lead 4-2.
Nail or longboard lager today.
Brewers with 2 runs in the top of this inning. They lead 4-2. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
So Jeremy Jeffress, the setup man for the Brewers, coming into this game tonight for the 48th time he has come into a game. 52 strikeouts in 48 innings. Hard thrower. I mean, you're going to see a fastball that's mid to high 90s, hard curveball and a changeup. 3 good swing and miss pitches. And right out of bed, a good curveball to get strike 1.
Chases Slater out of the batter's box. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Braun in left. Two balls and 1 strike.
2-seamer at 96. Jeffress wanted that one.
McCutchen and then Posey. 8th inning. Tap foul. 2-2.
I'm not sure where that hit him on the foul. Was it a foot or a little bit higher up the leg? It's kind of sneaking back into that batter's box.
Two.
Let's see where this ball did indeed hit Austin Slater. Schinberger.
Well, he's a better man than I am because I'm on the DL.
Well, you know, he's that way. I mean, he is not going to give that pitcher the satisfaction to know that there was a little pain on that foul ball.
3-2 breaking ball and a walk.
Nice at bat.
That ball that hit Slater, that's the only time where I could dance.
Well, I agree. I mean, I've seen you do the Aztec two-step.
That's the only time I could actually lay out some strides on the dance floor. Here's McCutchen. McCutchen struck out looking in the 6th. He's 0 for 3. Goes after you. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, I mean, you'd think on a first pitch you wouldn't have to nibble when you're throwing 97. Will Smith, Giants closer, heading down to the pen, who used to be a Brewer.
Breaking ball hit on the ground, foul. Ron Lotus got a few oohs and ahs.
That might be his best play of the year.
Yeah, I think he should stop at that one.
Now let's take a look at Ronnie Wotus from the third base coaching box. That just tells me his hands are cold. He didn't want to meet that thing head on.
1 ball and 1 strike. He was not going to charge it, that's for sure. 2-1. Buster Posey. They're trying to forge a comeback.
Giants have been very good since the All-Star break. Have been able to do that. They score with consistency against the heart of the bullpens. They did it against the A's. They scored late against one of the premier relievers in all of baseball, Edwin Diaz in Seattle.
So McCutchen in the driver's seat here. And to be happy to take a walk.
So a rally for free, back-to-back walks. And that's going to bring out Derek Johnson, the pitching coach for the Brewers. And I think his message is going to be quit nibbling with your fastball. This is when a pitching coach is going to get in there. He'll challenge guys. He'll chew on them a little bit. This is not an everything's going to be okay meeting. This is a let's show me something and compete meeting.
Yeah, let's throw strikes.
And quit nibbling with the fastball.
Buster tonight has been on base 3 times. He drew a walk in the 2nd and scored, and he singled twice, both line drives up the middle.
I mean, this is their shot right here. They've got to feel the urgency. Giants one game over 500. This is a big game for them.
So right off the bat at the knees, it's no balls and 1 strike. Longoria on deck. Breaking ball put on the ground, foul. It's 0-2. Yelich and the Brewers have not protected Triple's alley in this game. They have played towards the line with their right fielders,
which really is a bit unusual. You don't see it often. Most teams give the line to protect Triple's alley.
And that'll be foul. It stays at 0-2.
That was the dance you used to do when you hit it off your shin.
My dance was better than that one, trust me. Only caused by pain.
We have to see that one again.
To Posey. And going to third is Slater. That'll be a wild pitch.
Anticipate a ball of dirt. It's rare that when the catcher keeps that ball in front of him, you're down by 2 runs. It's rare guys will try and go on it. Sal McCutcheon, the veteran, he hunkered down at first base. I mean, it's always a great play to get an extra 90 if you can, but you can't make a mistake here.
No.
Knebel, closer, getting heated up.
Look out, 2-2.
Longoria on deck. He's had a good night.
Two and two to Buster Posey here in the 8th. On the ground, foul. Braun very deep and left. Yelich guarding the line and right. It's 2-2 to Buster Posey. Big chopper. That's one. And not in time. And coming in to score is Slater. A double clutch by Saladino.
Boy, the Giants really catch a break here. I mean, Posey not running well. And that gives a pivot man at second base plenty of time to get a grip. And that double clutch right there allows Posey on the back end to beat it out. So they get the run. They avoid the double play. And just a poor grip and a double clutch.
Hansen's going to run for Buster Posey. So here's Longoria. Hansen a threat to steal. And a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Longoria with 2 singles. And then in the 6th, he reached on a fielder's choice. Snap to first.
One thing about Evan Longoria, I mean, he's not the kind of hitter that you can ice down. A lot of throwovers to first, holding the ball a long time, and he is going to get his at bat. He's not going to get antsy. And as you mentioned, he's already got 2 hits on the board tonight, so it makes him a confident hitter getting in the box.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's got a big gap between Aguilar and Saladino at first. At the plate, fouled. 1-2. Giants have scored a run here in the 8th without the benefit of a base hit. They'd like to have a couple to tie this game. Hansen really showing no signs that he's going to go.
Well, what is the one thing that a base stealer hates? He hates throwovers.
Hitters don't really like it that much either. Yeah, a little pop-up out of play, but like you said, Longoria's been in this league long enough not to let it bother you. It doesn't mean you like it. By the way, 40,643 here tonight. A Thursday night in the city.
Sellout crowd. Another 1-run nail biter. Giants putting on here.
Got him. And here's Crawford.
Big high breaking ball, and Longoria thought it was outside. Not happy with the call.
Might have been.
I think he's got a pretty good argument. But it always gets back to the same thing. No coach is ever going to commiserate, pat you on the back and tell you it's okay. He's simply going to tell you expand with 2.
Here's Crawford, who's 1 for 3.
But we haven't seen that pitch called a strike all night.
Crawford in his career against Jeffress is 2 for 4 with a double. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He has not given in to the fastball and a fastball count, even with 97 mile-an-hour fastballs that he's been featuring. And that's a pretty good 1-0 curveball right there. I don't know if he could throw a better one on a 1-0 count.
On the ground and a base hit. Hansen gets to third.
So he came back with another breaking ball. This time Crawford jumped on him, made him pay. That's a 2-hit night for Brandon Crawford as he climbs out of a slump. Take a look at the breaking ball, a little bit of height. And no chance from Aguilar at first base. And that's going to be it for Jeffress.
Closers coming in. Tying runners at third. We'll be back. Corey Knebel is the new pitcher. And it's time for a change. Thanks, Speedy. Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
30th game of the year for Knebel. Hard throw. You're going to see mid to high 90s with a fastball and a curveball. Basically a 2-pitch guy. 36 strikeouts on the year. And there you see what the league's hitting against his stuff. He's a guy that can strike you out with either one, the fastball or the curveball.
So Hunter Pence, who comes to this at bat 0 for 3. He will stand in there against Knebel. And he will give you at least one thing for sure. He will give you a spirited at bat. Now how it turns out, we don't know. Breaking ball for a strike. Probably not going to sit on that.
Well, hard thrower, guy who's mid to high 90s. I mean, you're going to think fastball from the get-go. Probably look away. And what do you get? You get buckled with a curveball. The ball that he hit out in Seattle, which was a 445-foot home run, his first of the year, it was on a breaking ball. This was that home run. I mean, it was loud. And it was long. Right now, the Giants will take a little bloop single.
Yep, and Hansen has to also be aware at third in case one gets away from Kratz behind home plate. Oh, 2 to Pence. Out of play.
97-mile-an-hour fastball, but not great location. Ahead in the count, 0-2. See the record 1-run games this year. The Brewers 22-15, the Giants 18-19. And the last 4 Giants games have been decided by 1 run. They're 1-3 in those last 4. No pitcher likes that. You can definitely add a foot on your fastball.
Not in the inning. Giants pick up a run. It's 4-3. 9th inning coming up.
Giants fans, this season once again you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app.
4-3 Brewers. Here's Kane facing Stratton. Stratton struck out Thames to end the 8th. Did that with the bases loaded. Here he taps this one to Crawford. Always makes a nice play. He routinely does that every night. 1 out, and here's Yelich. Yelich hurt the Giants in the 8th when he picked up an infield hit off the chest of Slater and eventually scored. Not to mention a solo home run in the 6th. Here he tries to bunt his way on. Pick which one of those two is in witness protection.
I'm going one on left.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of an interesting decision from Yelich's part to try and bunt there. That's a situation where your number 3rd hitter who's already got a home run in the game should, I think, try and hit another home run in the game. Meanwhile, dad and daughter.
And a base hit over the bag at 3rd. And it'll be a double for Yelich. Should warn our fans if they're coming out to the game, do not try to pick that ball up. It looked like some of our fans did. Don't do it.
All right, let's take a look. Do we have a guilty person? Well, there was about 5 that tried to be guilty.
All right. 2 of those guys you can send home. No, we didn't touch it.
I swear I did.
We
I
didn't.
did. I really did. Look, I could show you right here how I did.
On my phone here. For those of you who don't know, if you do touch it, they ask you to leave.
All right, let's see if anybody touched it. No. They're good. Not for lack of effort, though.
Bob the Boiler almost did, I got to tell you.
Well, if he didn't have the boiler, he'd have got it.
Down the right field line and foul over the arcade.
That gives you an idea of the strength of Aguilar right there. I mean, he didn't have. I bet he had about a half a cheek into that swing, and he just flipped it over the wall in right field, almost into the pond.
So do we add him to our list that could do it?
Yeah, we've never seen a ball hit into McCovey Cove by a right-handed hitter.
And a base hit. It's going to knock in Yelich and Aguilar with an RBI single, and that makes it back to a 2-run lead.
Pretty impressive swing of the bat. Just flicked it. Little curveball in the outside corner. Let's take a look. I mean, that's about knee high. I had a little height on it, but still, I mean, it took his legs out on the swing. Just reaching, just flicked the bat head.
It would really make you want to pitch him in the next time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Here's Travis Shaw. Shaw takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Three and 0. Kane rolled out, then it was the Yelich double over the bag at 3rd. And the Aguilar base hit. And a drive to right. Hit well and gone. If it makes a noise on top of that Levi's landing, that's a home run. And that'll send some folks to the exits. Home run number 19.
Let's take a look at what the pitch was. They set an outside target. They tried to backdoor that cutter. It left it south out, middle in. See you later. that one hurts.
So here's Braun. Braun takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Braun got the base hit on a ground ball through the left side to knock in the lead run in the 8th inning. Foul, 1-2.
I'll just take a look at the StatCast. 359 feet. Just a reminder of just how close that right field wall is. They're almost 100 miles an hour.
And Braun has gone swinging. 2 down.
Ever since this ballpark was being built, we used to think that there's going to be a lot of home runs hit the right field. And it really is short dimensions to right field. But the wind really protects right field, especially against right-handed hitting. 78 balls have been hit into McCovey Cove on the fly. No bounce and then go in the water. On the fly. Not one by a right-handed hitter. And those are all from the Giants hitters.
One and 0 to Kratz.
Opponents have hit 43 home runs on top of the 78. And 35 of those home runs hit by Barry Bonds.
Two balls and 1 strike. Down low. 3-1. For the Giants, it'll be Duggar to lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. And a strike. 3-2. Tomorrow night it's Madison Bumgarner. After his outing in Oakland, he's chomping at the bit to get back out on the mound.
Yes, he is. He's also chomping at the bit to get back in that batter's box. Didn't get to hit in Oakland.
Here's Arcia. Arcia 0 for 4. His last at bat, however, he hit a line drive right to Hunter Pence in left field. Here he takes a strike. Johnny Cueto will pitch on Saturday, which is a 6:05 game. And then Andy Suarez on Sunday. Bruce Bochy informed us that he will not be here on Sunday. Swinging a tapper foul. He will be in Cooperstown.
Well, he's got a pretty good reason, because the guy, one of the 6 that are going in this year, Trevor Hoffman, was his closer all the years that Bochy was in San Diego. Bochy was his manager. So he's going to go across country twice to go pay tribute.
Darno knocks down this hard one hopper, and that's going to end the inning. Damage done. 7-3 Brewers. since the 8th inning.
Well, and it kind of makes you forget about Derek Rodriguez's night. I mean, he was very solid again. Went 6 innings where he allowed a couple of runs. And for Rodriguez, 5 strikeouts on the night. And doing just what he has done every start that he has had. This was his 9th start tonight. Prior to tonight, Giants have been 7-1 in his games that he has started. And he held his end of the bargain up tonight. Gave his team a chance to win.
So here's Duggar. Duggar on the first pitch, lines at the left. He's got a base hit. And that'll be a leadoff double for Duggar in his 2nd hit, and the 4th time that he's been on base.
Ken Broxton replaces Lorenzo Cain in center field.
So here's Sandoval. Sandoval hitting at 252 as he takes a strike. All the Giants can do right now is just keep the line moving and see if they can create enough opportunities to get back into this game. On the ground, foul. Problem is they've only got 3 outs to do it. And 2. Got him with a high fastball at 97.
Right above the hands, and that's exactly where he wanted to throw that thing. See the high target from Eric Kratz, the catcher.
There are times we've seen Sandoval hit that pitch, but it's usually a lot earlier in the count. So here's d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud singled in the 1st inning. Since then he's hit the ball in the air 3 times. This one goes to the backstop.
It looks like he crossed up Eric Kratz, and Kratz going to go out and talk to him. I mean, it's funny because he's only got 2 pitches. Fastball and a curveball. It's a little bit easier on a catcher if he's looking fastball and you throw a breaking ball. I mean, you can hurt him if it's the other way.
There's your starter tomorrow.
Starters all hovering together, all the left-handers. Holland, Suarez, Bumgarner.
This would be a game with the score like it is now where Greg Counsell does not want his closer throwing a lot of pitches.
It's true.
Center field. Broxton will catch. Tagging is Duggar. It's kind of what you call a rally killing sacrifice fly.
Yeah, well, in a way it is. It cleans the bases. So you got to start it up again.
Here's Slater. Slater has been on base 1 time. He drew a walk in the 8th and scored. Pitches wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Knebel looking in. And the 1-1 to Slater. Outside and low, 2-1 with Andrew McCutchen on deck. Two and two, right at the bottom of the strike zone. And a full count. So here's, we go back to what we've said about throwing a lot of pitches. I mean, what happens here could determine whether Knebel pitches tomorrow or not.
Well, you're right. I mean, that really adds to, there's nobody else in the Brewers bullpen. So a walk here, keep the line moving. And a nice at bat from Slater. And more pitches now required from Knebel. And Craig Counsell starts taking the walk that managers do when you start worrying about your closer throwing too many pitches.
Well, the other thing too, Mike, is puts a manager in a tough spot. You could take Knebel out after the 8th inning, right? 4-run lead.
Yeah.
But then, you know, he doesn't get a save. And a strike to McCutchen.
You know, and saves are rewards.
They are.
You want to help your guy out, but you don't want to see him have a 30-pitch inning. For the Giants, they just want to get the tie and run at the plate right now.
And another strike as Slater moves down to second. So it's 0-2 to Andrew McCutchen. And the 0-2 to McCutchen. It's in the dirt. And the 1-2 to McCutchen. Driven to right. And off the bricks. Slater scores. McCutchen's got a double. And more pitches out of Knebel.
And the Giants are going to get the tie and run, stepping in that batter's box. Opposite way, they set a high target. This is right there, T-ball location. And McCutchen lets it travel deep and just flips it off the wall in right field. Another reminder of how short that porch is. And Yelich, I mean, he took one step and then he just turned around and said, position himself to the carom.
So Hundley's going to be the hitter. Remember, he came in after Buster Posey was pinch ran for. Hundley will swing for it. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Same curveball. He opened up the at bat, 2 outs in the 8th inning with to Hunter Pence, and that's a good hook. And you're right about Hundley. He'll definitely swing for it, but he's not going to swing for it on a first pitch curveball.
And he gets another one, and he rolls this one foul. Oh, 2. No swing, 1-2. McCutchen with his lead at second. Got him. And that's the ball game. And Hundley saying that is not a strike, and it's not.
Well, that's the same pitch that Evan Longoria got rung up earlier in the game. And Hundley irate, and I don't blame him. And he's thinking this is not only outside, but it's high.
So that's going to end the ball game, and game 1 of the series goes to the Brewers, and this one was lost late.
Well, I mean, it is unfortunate. You don't see the Giants bullpen get dinged like they did tonight late in an 8th and 9th inning, giving up 5 runs. The good news, the Giants scored 3, but in the end, it goes as another loss. They're now 51-51 on the year.
All right, final score, it's the Brewers 7 and the Giants 5. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Giants Postgame Live presented by Toyota starts right now.